Hi, I'm Dr. Jana Kaysen, and I am the CEO and Director of Professional Development at TelehealthShare. We have just launched a new training that I want to tell you about. It's the Telehealth Provider Training Program, Pediatric Track for the School Age Population. You can go to the website, read more about it, see all the different modules, the runtimes of the videos, and just get all of the detail about the program at telehealthshare.com/training. But I'm going to take a few minutes now to just walk you through some of the key information about what is included in this training. The instructors for the Telehealth Provider Training Program include Dr. Melanie Chris, who is founder of Community Therapy Services. She's spent over a decade providing services with the school-age population through telehealth. She also, through her company, has over 30 therapists who are providing services to over 800 kids each year. So she's very experienced in the area of providing services through telehealth with the school-age population. Myself as well, I've provided therapy services with children with a school-age population. I was an early pioneer of telehealth in the rehab professions and have authored a number of standards and guidelines documents, contribute to the literature, and have been very involved in a number of interdisciplinary initiatives advancing telehealth. I also have loved working with kiddos in the school-age population as well as in early intervention through telehealth, and am going to be sharing over a decade worth of experience in this training. In addition, we have several contributors that are providing discipline-specific content. So within the training, two of the modules are each discipline-specific. So that's going to be your evaluation and your intervention modules. So for the speech-language pathologist, Erin Long, who is a tremendous expert in telehealth, she is the owner and president of Worldwide Speech and has been providing services through telehealth with the school-age population also for well over a decade. Sarah Fowler, who is newer, a new graduate, but has recently taken on learning and using telehealth through her position with Worldwide Speech. And so she's going to be sharing a little bit about how that learning process and learning curve works and some of her favorite resources and tools that she's using with her telepractice. And then Christine Robinault, who is a physical therapist, also an early pioneer of telehealth and has a vast amount of experience as a physical therapist using telehealth with the school-age population. So the training program is 8.5 hours of rich information that's going to help you have the tools you need to have successful telehealth sessions. It is self-paced instructional modules. You'll have end-of-year access for each registered therapist to go back and review the videos, watch them again as you would like throughout that course of a year. So here is a snapshot of the telehealth provider training program. It's comprised of 11 modules. Throughout the modules, there is rich content on tips and tricks that we've learned throughout our time in using telehealth. To help you really get into feeling confident in using telehealth. Lots of resources and websites and tools and therapy materials that we have found beneficial. Again, there is separate content for OT, PT, and speech in those discipline-specific areas, such as Module 7 for telehealth evaluation and Module 8 for telehealth intervention. Module 11 is just at under an hour. It's guided simulation activities, and this is the lab component where you will be able to view demonstrations of very specific exercises or implementation of specific tools. And then after the demonstration, you're going to be prompted to complete a guided exercise that you can pause the video and practice what you've just seen demonstrated. And then that's followed with reflective prompts. So that's a really rich experiential learning component that has been built into the training program. So let's take a look now at just some of the practical information that you're going to be getting through the telehealth provider training program. So this program is just everything that we have learned in our own journey, just capsulated into this 8.5 hour course to help you. And so some practical tips, things like just image placement on the screen where you're able to drag your image so that you're more apt to be looking at the camera and making eye contact with your client. So a visual there of what that looks like in repositioning the image to then be able to prompt you to be looking at that camera as you're talking and communicating with your client versus off to the side if the image is over on a different portion of the screen. How to make a homemade document camera, why you might use a document camera, looking at things like lighting and figuring out what is the best lighting for your environment to assure that you're able to have the most effective therapy session, and some considerations around that. Again, there's guided learning throughout the modules. You have, particularly in some of the intervention evaluation modules, opportunities to observe in real time and to even time and pause the video so that you can think about what you've seen, and then the facilitators are going to discuss what they were looking at and observing and what you might have captured if you were timing the demonstration and so forth. So some really nice opportunities to gain some practical skills and to pause the video and to really be engaged as you're going through these training modules. And then, as I mentioned in module 11, it's fully designed as a guided simulation with moments to pause throughout the video to practice some of the things that you've observed and learned. So you can just see there lots of just snapshots of some rich learning that you're going to be getting through the telehealth provider training program. Also, many free resources. So we have embedded lots of our favorite resources throughout the training modules. Things such as the infographics with websites that you will go to with various areas such as gross motor or speech therapy apps or sensory processing or life skills, and just so many areas with some wonderful websites that will give you some immediate tools to use in your telehealth sessions. And so online spinners and ways to integrate those into your practice and so forth. So just a lot of really practical information that is a compilation of all of our favorite things that we use in our sessions, from OT, PT, and speech, that you will be able to benefit from and to immediately start using in your own telehealth sessions. In addition to the 11 modules, you are going to have a post-test at the end. So each module has a short 5-question post-test, and you can repeat that as many times as needed to assure that you've met the learning outcomes of that module before moving on to the next. And then at the end of the 11 modules, there is a comprehensive post-test of 15 questions to assure that you've met the learning outcomes of the course. If you have completed all of the modules and the post-test and have completed the post-test with greater than 70%, then you will get a certificate of completion. In addition to the certificate of completion, we have also included a templates for the school age population bundle. And this is a compilation of some wonderful resources and customizable templates that you can download. They're in Word document form, the templates, so that you can customize those and begin using them immediately in your practice. So these complementary materials include a telehealth ebook, and that has lots of rich information for OT, PT, and speech therapy providers, hyperlinks with additional resources. And then the templates include an informed consent template, plan of care, daily note, progress report, discharge report, IEP input template, data tracking sheet, and a telehealth supervision log. And again, those are all in a Word format so that you can easily add logos or customize that to meet your specific needs. But that will be a wonderful resource for you to immediately start using in your sessions with telehealth. In addition, there is a $10 off coupon code for you to use for each registered training participant to use in the TelehealthShare shop. You can use that to purchase telehealth compatible therapy materials created by therapists for therapists, or to take an additional course. We offer many 1- and 2-hour continuing education courses on very specific topics around telehealth. So that might be something that you'd like to apply that $10 coupon code to. So continuing education, the telehealth provider training program has been approved by AOTA for 8.5 contact hours or 0.85 CEU. And AOTA's CEU are recognized by 33 states, so that would be recognized towards your license renewal. And then in addition, we are also a participator in CE Broker, so we can report to specific OT boards that participate with CE Broker. So be sure to look at the website to get more information about the ways that we can credit this towards your continuing education, whether or not we're able to report if your state reports to CE Broker for occupational therapy practitioners. And then physical therapy practitioners, speech language pathologists, we are not able to state specifically if our course or program will meet specific state requirements. So we encourage you to look to see if that is something that would meet the requirements. We will be providing you with the certificate of completion and the learning outcomes so that you can consult with your licensing authority to see if that's something you can count towards continuing education credit towards your license renewal. So our mission at TelehealthShare is to empower practitioners with tools and knowledge to confidently implement meaningful, engaging, effective therapy sessions. And we know that the telehealth provider training program is going to be a tremendous resource to practitioners, whether you're newly transitioning to telehealth or that you are more experienced in using telehealth, but you just want some new ideas, strategies, assessments, interventions, and knowledge that can help you elevate your sessions to that next level. So thank you for joining us for this overview of the telehealth provider training program. If you're not already familiar with TelehealthShare, we are dedicated to providing you the resources and tools related to telehealth, including professional development through continuing education courses, telehealth compatible therapy materials created by therapists for therapists. So those are sold in the online shop. There's also many freebies. So I encourage you to check out the website, go to the freebies tab if you want to check out those resources, as well as those that have been created by your fellow therapists to help with telehealth sessions. We have a buyer's guide, employment opportunities directory, and product catalog on the website, as well as a TelehealthShare YouTube channel with over 60 videos with a variety of content around tech tips, sample therapy sessions, intervention ideas, using items in the home series, and various other topics included on the channel. So be sure to check out all those resources and head on over to telehealthshare.com/training to get registered for the telehealth provider training program.